A Dallas Cowboy.
Cowboy.
I know our Philadelphia audience won't be happy to hear that, but it's a
uh,
fact.
tell you. Well, your GM is listed. Your owner is listed as your GM. That's one Jerry Jones. Head coach Mike McCarthy. Rob Davis, assistant head coach. So they have an assistant head coach. Offensive coordinator Kellen Moore. Defensive coordinator Dan Quinn. And special teams coordinator John Fassel. So we got another 100 years worth of coaching experience over
Yes.
there on the sideline for the Cowboys. And then we have one Dak, Barry likes to call him Dakota Prescott.
Dakota Prescott. Okay. Old Dakota Prescott, I believe, is still on the cusp of being a very good quarterback to possibly being a great quarterback. We shall see. The GM is the owner. That's Jerry Jones. He's not only the owner and the GM, he's also the president. Basically, he's everything. He's the entire front office. Jerry Jones. But as much as people talk about Jerry Jones, the bonehead moves he's made, the bonehead things he said, the guy's a 3-time Super Bowl champion. So what are you going to do? You know what I mean? The assistant head coach is Rob Davis, and the head coach is Mike McCarthy. Now, why Mike McCarthy needs an assistant head coach, I don't know. But let me tell you about Rob Davis. Tell me how interesting this sounds. Rob Davis went to Shippensburg. Shippensburg, right here in Pennsylvania. Yes, sir. Tiny little Shippensburg in Pennsylvania. He was selected by the New York Jets as an undrafted free agent in 1993. He was a long snapper for his entire career with the Jets, the Bears, and the Packers. He also spent time on the Jets and the Chiefs practice squads between getting actual playing time with the Bears and the Packers between 1996 and 2007. That guy is the assistant head coach. He has no coaching experience and spent all his playing days as a long snapper. How crazy is that?
All right, there you go, Jerry Jones.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Okay.
Now, Mike McCarthy started.
Wait. This is over the next 3 coordinators that we're about to list.
Yes.
Each of which I'm not sure about. Was Kellen Moore ever a head coach?
No.
Okay. 2 out of the 3.
One more thing about Rob Davis. He's black.
Okay. Wow.
Bam. This dude checks all the boxes. But anyway, Mike McCarthy. He started out with the Chiefs back in 1993. He was an offensive assistant. He served as a quarterback coach with the Chiefs and the Packers. He became offensive coordinator with the Saints in 2000 to 2004. He was offensive coordinator with the 49ers in 2005. And he then was hired as the head coach of the Packers and stayed there from 2006 to 2018. He became the Cowboys head coach in 2020. Offensive coordinator Kellen Moore, talk about homegrown. After a short playing career as a quarterback from 2012 to 2014 with the Lions and 2015 to 2017 with the Cowboys hired him as their offensive coordinator in 2018. Bang.
Wow.
Now, here is sometimes there were times last season when I heard people talk about the Cowboys defense, some positive, some negative. I know I talked a lot of positive, especially from a fantasy perspective, because their defense was like night and day compared to their defense the year before. It was far and away better over 1 year. part of that reason, a lot of that reason, was their defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn. Now, he started his career with the 49ers in 2001. He was the defensive line coach from 2003, 2004 with the Niners, and with the Dolphins from 2005, 2006. And the same served as a defensive line coach also for the Jets from 2007, 2008, and for the Seahawks from 2009 to 2010. Now, he took over the defensive coordinator job from Gus Bradley in 2011, and he's the guy that cultivated the Legion of Boom. He took the Legion of Boom from Gus Bradley and made them the Legion of Boom.
Okay.
He took those players and he really got them off the ground. He did get a head coaching job with the Falcons in 2015, held on to it till 2020. Unfortunately, he was the head coach for the Falcons when the Patriots came back from the depths of despair to beat the Falcons in the Super Bowl. And then he became the DC for the Cowboys last season. And we already talked about Dak Prescott. So these guys, mostly Jerry Jones, has got to keep this team together. He's got good coaches. I think Kellen Moore is actually a decent offensive coordinator. He's proven himself to be better than the offensive coordinator that they had before, whose name I don't even want to say because he's with the Giants now, and I wish they would get rid of him. But, yeah.
All right, well, let's see what the Brain Trust put together for the roster reset here. Some ads.
Oh, yeah. Look at there. Look at there. So how about we look at big addition being signing Michael Gallup back. Of course, he's coming off of an injury, so it remains to be seen what he's still got left. Dalton Schultz was a really good tight end last year, played really well. He's an up-and-comer in the tight end ranks. And DeMarcus Lawrence was re-signed. He's a mainstay on that Dallas Cowboy defense, so they don't lose too much there. They did lose, however, Amari Cooper, who was the number one wide receiver. They do still have CeeDee Lamb, who expects to step up to that number one spot, so we'll see how that works out for them losing Amari Cooper. They also lost a big piece on their defense in Randy Gregory, and lost a big piece on their offensive line in Lael Collins. Those are major losses for the Cowboys. They're going to have to work hard to make up for that. In the draft, Tyler Smith, a very nice offensive tackle, so there's one makeup for losing Lael Collins. Offensive tackle who should be a plug and play. He's out of Tulsa. Sam Williams, and outside linebacker from Ole Miss, should be pretty good. Jalen Tolbert got picked in the third round from South Alabama. I don't know a whole lot about him. Wisconsin tight end, Jake Ferguson, should be a big guy, should be a really good run blocker. If you pair him up with Dalton Schultz as the pass receiving tight end and Ferguson being the blocking tight end, that should be a nice combination for the Cowboys there.
All right. Well, that wraps up the Cowboys.